Yeah, hi. So let us start. Yesterday, I could not take the session on the VPC. Sorry. So let us start now. I hope you all can hear me. You can see my screen, right? Right.
Yes, yes,
Okay. So what? Let us try to understand what we are going to do now. So we are going to create a VPC. Okay. We are going to create a VPC. In that VPC, why we need to create by default, when we create an AWS account, right? By default, we'll get a VPC. For every region, we'll get one VPC. So then why we need to create separate VPC? So when we create an AWS account, by default, we'll get one VPC, but there may be chance of overlapping. Okay. So there may be chance of overlapping. And we don't want to maintain our own customized network. Okay. We want to maintain our own customized network. And you require more number of VPCs. Okay, not only one, more number of VPCs. So to manage your different environments, different applications and other. Let us say in your family, like the two brothers are there. Each brother may maintain separate home, right? So, so separate VPCs you can maintain. Let us say you have a two VPCs in your organization. Okay, that is fine. Now, in the VPC, we are going to create a subnets. We are going to create a subnets. When we talk about subnets, right? There were two types of subnets. There were two types of subnets. One is on a public subnet. One is on a public subnet. Other one is a private subnet. So there are two types of subnets. Okay. One is a public. One is a private. Now tell me, in your home, there is a hall. There is a kitchen, right? So will you allow everyone to kitchen? Everyone to bedroom? Will you allow everyone to hall? Will you allow everyone to kitchen or puja room? No, right? So that is your privacy, right? Yes, sir. In the same way, we have an public subnets and private. Let us say we have an web servers. Okay. We have an application servers. Okay, app servers. Okay, and DB servers. Or else you can create one more private subnet. Let us. Okay, this is the one more private subnets where we have a DB subnets. DB database we have. Okay. In the public subnet, you can maintain web servers. In the private servers, we can maintain application servers. Application servers basically manage your business logic. Okay, all your applications related to your business logic will be maintained in application servers. Database level, all your records, all your records will be stored in database level. Right? Let us say you are logged into a bank application, right? Okay. Okay. So we have now joined into logged into okay bank application. So bank has a web server. There you try to prepare some logic, suppose. Okay, I want to generate a 1 year statement. You selected start date, end date. That all business logic. Once you selected start date and end date, if you run the query, so what happens? It will try to get the database. It will run that query on database and show you that result, right? Okay.
yes,
So for web servers, we are allowing everyone to connect. Anyone can open the ICC vendor, right? When come to the application servers and database servers, we don't directly connect. So application server will connect to that, right?
Yes.
So okay. What happens generally if you connect from outside? Generally, web server you connect. They don't allow to connect app or DB directly. We connect to web. Then what happens? Like web server will try to connect to that. Okay. So first connection will establish like this. Then your web server will connect to app. App will connect to app will
DB.
connect to D. This way we generally maintain the connect. Right. Now, 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 what is the difference between the public and private subnet? What is the difference between the public and private subnets? If you look at right, so generally, let us say we created on a VPC. Okay, fine. So let us say you are trying to construct a home. You've given a compound wall. What we required for that? A gate is required, right?
Yes.
Without gate, no one can enter into that, right? Okay. Here also we created one gate. We call it as a gate, but we call it as internet gate. What is that?
Internet gate.
Internet gateway. What do we call it as? IGW, Internet Gateway. Okay. Internet gateway helps you to connect or access anyone from outside. Any incoming and outgoing traffic. Any incoming and outgoing traffic will be happen through internet gateway only. Okay. Now, now let us say you have a gate for your compound wall. I want to come, I want to reach from gate to this particular room. Let us say hall. There should be a path, right? There should be a path, right? You want to reach from the or else, or else. Here, here I have a bedroom, hall. Okay, here I have some, okay, uh, like a bedroom. Here I have some puja room or whatever. So how they internally communicate, right? How I can go from hall to bedroom, bedroom to a puja room, whatever. How they go? There should be path, right, in between. Yes or no?
Yes.
So that we call it as a routing table. What we call it as?
Routing
Routing.
table.
Routing table. Route means what? How we travel, how the packet travel from one location to other location is nothing but is nothing but routing table. Let us say first we created a compound wall. In that we attached a gate. Here we call it as an internet gateway. Okay. We have a routing table. What we call as a routing table. Routing table. It is what is this? IGW internet gateway. Okay. Now, okay, we have on a subnet. We have on a subnet. Now tell me, these two are public or private. These two are public or private. These two subnets are private now. These two are private now. So these two are private subnets. Okay. So these two are connected internally. So okay, whenever we construct any room, right? Okay, whenever we construct any room, okay. So we have an internally connected, right? Internally connected with the help of routing table. So if I want to go to my puja room, I come to my home hall, then I can go there. Kitchen, I can go. Let us say we have one more subnet, like okay, one more subnet. I can try to reach from like this. There is a routing table. In the routing table, okay, in the routing table, we update the route. Hey, how I can reach here? Go through this routing table. In the routing table, we define the path. Hey, if I want to reach here, suppose I am here, I want to reach here. We can say, hey, come to this routing table. There is a path defined. Go here. Clear? That is a routing table. Now clear, right? What is the internet gateway and routing table? Now, now, how a packet can reach, how a person can reach from internet gateway to this, okay, from internet gateway to this public, this subnet, right? For that, we need to create one more path. Let us say I created one more routing table here. I created one more routing table and I updated the path like this. I updated path like this. Okay, I updated path like this. So what happened now? The request will go any request, any packet come. The packet will go through this routing table and it can reach to this particular subnet. Now it is exposed to outside, right? Is this public subnet or private subnet now?
Public.
Yes. So in interviews, definitely people will expect whether you know the what is the difference between public or private. So how can you convey whether it is a public or private? You can see whether this subnet is associated with a routing table where it has access to internet gateway.
Yes.
Very simple, right? So, okay, definitely please note down this. What is the difference between public subnet and private subnet? Note down. So if a subnet is associated with a routing table, which has internet gateway connected to reach internet, is nothing but public subnet.
So could you please repeat that once again?
If a subnet is associated, if a subnet is associated with a routing table, okay, which has internet gateway connected, is nothing but public subnet. By
The
default,
net
by default,
is this routing table.
by default, all the subnets are private. Because when you create a new subnet, it is not associated with this routing table, right? When you
Yes.
create a new subnet, it is not connected to any of the routing table. So that is a by default, when you create a new subnets, okay, it is in a private subnets. If you associate that with the internet gateway. Okay, if you associate that with the internet gateway, that will become public server. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So, okay, fine. Now, so we have an internet gateway. A request will come here. Okay, a request will come here. Okay, there will, let us say there is a one server. There is a one server. Okay, here also we have one server. Okay. Here also we, let us say we have a server, web server, app server, and DB server. 3 servers are there. Okay. So now how the connectivity happens. So now we'll try to understand anyway. So, so if you look at here, for this particular server, every server what we have? A security group. What we call it as? Security group. Every server has a security group. Okay. So every server has security group. One or more security groups we can have, that is fine. This security group level, we specify what we want to allow, what we want to deny. Okay. So what we want to allow and what we want to deny. Let us say this is my web server, suppose. I want to allow from outside. Here what I do, okay, for web server, what I'll do. Okay. We allow, let's say it's an ICICIbank.com. You are trying to open. It is an ICICI. What they do, they try to allow in the security group of the web server, they allow HTTPS. That is 443 port number. Remember that. Okay? For HTTP, it is a 80. For HTTPS, right? Secure connectivity, right? Let us say whenever you open any website, any secure website, right? So that will be open with HTTPS. Okay. They allow 443 port number to whom? Across the globe. Anyone can open that, right? Anyone can open that, such kind of website. Am I right? Am I right?
Yes.
So this is the way we express to internet access. That means anyone can open on port number 443. Where we update? In the inbound rule of the security group. There are two things. Okay. Let us say in your home, there is a door. So what you specify over there? To whom you want to allow in and whom you want to allow out. Will you restrict anyone to go out or will you allow everyone to go out? In your home, will you restrict anyone in an inbound rules or else everyone you allow in your home?
We will restrict.
Okay. In outbound level, will you restrict anyone to go out or else anyone can go out?
Anyone can go out.
It is not jail, right? In jail only we restrict, okay, no one should go out.
Yes.
Here everyone
Yes.
is allowed to go out. There is no restriction. Outbound is everything is allowed. No restriction. Only inbound level from the server. From the server, if I want to connect google.com, if I want to connect xyz.com, yes, it is allowed. Okay. Some banking applications, some financial related applications, they restrict outbound also. But in general, outbound is not restricted. Okay. Inbound is only restricted what we want to allow, whom you want to allow, such kind of. In the previous session, we are connected to the server, right, with SSH. Yes or no?
Yes.
Now, what is SSH protocol? SSH protocol is 22. Port number is 20. Remember that, please. These two, at least 2, 3 port numbers you have to remember, please. Okay, SSH port number is 22. Will you allow ICICI Bank server to connect anyone like this across the globe? Can you connect to the ICICI Bank server directly? Have you ever
No.
connected to the directly? No, right? Over the
No.
browser, you can connect HTTPS, but no one is allowed to connect over SSH. Only their company, their office, their corporate data center from their network. Let us say their network is okay. Their office network is something like this. Something like that. Okay. / their network is something 16 servers. Okay. They allow only their network, not from outside people can connect to that server. Okay.
Okay.
This is the way we try to maintain our security groups, what we want to allow inbound, what we want to allow outbound. Generally, in this case now, outbound, everything is allowed. Outbound, everything is allowed. But inbound level, we have some restrictions, right? Inbound level, we try to maintain some restriction, but not an outbound. Outbound, everything is allowed. No
Yes.
restriction. A red color, like inbound level restrictions are there. From the server, I can connect anything else. Okay. How we go outside? Through this routing table. How we come inside? Through this routing table, through this internet gate. From outside, can I connect it directly like this?
No.
Oh, no, it is not allowed. You have to come through like this one.
Yes.
Okay. Now, here, let us say application server is there. I want to connect from, see, let us say my request to actually application server to generate my bank statement. So it is connected to web server. Now, this web server will establish a connectivity to this app server, right? So here also we have an inbound restrictions. Here also we have some inbound restrictions. What they do is inbound, they allow only this particular web servers. They don't allow everyone to connect it. Only the web server is allowed. Only the web server is allowed. And which port number? Let us say 80. That application related port number 8080. Whatever. Okay. So they allow only this particular server. Suppose let us say we are running an application like a Tomcat, Java application, that's a Tomcat. Tomcat port number is 808. Okay. Now,
Yes.
from this particular server, only they allow here in this inbound level, what they do, let us say this IP is 1234. Allow only 1234, this 8080 only. Only this server can establish a connectivity to this. SSH my company's network I allow. So I can connect over SSH or RDP, Windows level RDP we call remote desktop. For Linux we call an SSH. So we can connect it from our organization. Let us say from my organization. Let us say my corporate office. This is my corporate office. This is my home. So what I do, I'll try to first set up a VPN from my home to my office. VPN, right? Then
Yes.
my corporate office to my VNet, my VPC is already connected. So I'll try to come there, how that connectivity is there. So we'll try to come there. But at this moment, from my office to my office to my AWS VPC, there's a connectivity is there. We call it the direct connector. Okay. As of now, we'll try to park it out sometime. So, but we decided to set up a VPN like this, then you can connect from your office network to this server or this server or this server. But outside people, we allow only here. For this server, we collect only Tomcat port number or whatever the application port number we allow. For database point of view, we allow only this particular one. Okay, we allow only this particular server with the port number, let us say MySQL port number 3306, port number only real. Okay. Is that clear? What is the security group?
Yes.
If someone asks you, what is a security group? Please note down. Security group is a firewall, like a firewall. Security group is like a firewall at server level. Okay. We have an inbound and outbound rules. Based on our requirement, you can update. Security group is a stateful. Security group is a stateful. If I update inbound rules, it will maintain the session. We need not to update the outbound rule. Okay. So why I am saying that we need not update outbound rule, I'm coming there. Okay. So if you look at now,
Sir, when we connect from our office network, we also have to go through the routing table, right?
yeah, I mean, routing table is a path. Without path, how can we reach there, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Without path, I can cannot reach, right? That way. So, okay.
Sir,
So now
again, repeat that security group that you told some definition, right?
security group is a firewall at server level. So we can update inbound and outbound rules. So security group is a stateful. No WS. I'll let you know what is that. Security group is a stateful. If I update the inbound rules, automatically we did not to update in outbound. Now let us try to understand one more thing. Okay. So what is this? Okay, fine. If you look at now, so let us say you are in a gated community. Okay, you are in gated community. So at your home, you have a gate. Okay. At the entrance also you have a gate. If they allowed at the entrance level, then only that person will come, right? Let us say here we have one more layer of security. One more layer of security that we call it as a ACL. What is that?
ACL.
ACL. ACL means access control list. What is that? ACL, access control list. Okay, so let us say it is at your gate level, let us say. Okay, by the time it is a subnet level actually. It is at subnet level, but okay, let us treat it as an here we have, let us say we have an ACI here. ACL means access control list. So here you have a multiple servers. Multiple servers you may have. Let us say it is a gated community, you have 2 homes or 100 homes, that is fine. If someone want to reach to this particular homes, particular server, first that should be allowed here. If it is allowed here also, here one more layer security is there. In the security group also you have to allow, then only they can reach. Right? Suppose you allowed here, fine. In the security group you allowed. But in the ACL it is disabled, it is blocked. Will they can reach here?
No.
So first layer of blocking at ACL level. If you block someone at ACL, okay, someone, suppose in your gated community there is a gate, someone blocked at gate only.
Yes.
They cannot reach to your home.
Yes.
Though it is allowed, okay, in the gate level you allowed. You cannot go to any home. it is not allowed to go any home, right? There are
Yes.
certain restrictions again at home level. There is also one more gate. There, if you allowed, then you can go home, right? So here
Yes.
two things are there. One is a ACL, access control list, and security group. Access control level, here also we have two things, inbound and outbound. Here also we have inbound, outbound. So ACL is a stateless we call. Stateless means you have to update inbound and outbound both. Suppose if I added a record, I have to add here and I have to add I have to add that record in inbound and outbound both because it is a stateless. Because it is a stateless. That means it will not maintain the session. It will not maintain the session. The persistency is not there. That's why we have to add inbound and outbound both the rules. At this moment, you try to understand this much. So tomorrow when we try to create ACL, security groups and all, you'll get to know how it works. Okay. So there is ACL. ACL works at on a subnet level. Security group works at virtual machine level. Okay. So ACL is a stateless. We have to update inbound and outbound both. Whereas on a security group is only inbound. The security group is only okay. We can try. It is a stateful actually. If you update inbound, that is good enough. You did not to write it that in outbound level. Okay. So
ACL work in which level?
subnet level.
Subnet.
Subnet level. In the subnets, you may have hundreds of servers. Again, you have one more restriction that is saying that it is security group. Okay.
So what is the full form of ACL? Can you please?
Access control list.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, so we have these things fine. So we know now what is the routing table, what is the internet gateway, what is the ACL security groups, right? Okay. Now let us say this server want to go out. Okay, they can reach to internet gateway through this routing table, they can go out. What about this server? What about this server? How can they reach to internet? Suppose you are in a bedroom. I want to go out. How you go out? Is there any door here to go out directly? No, right? We don't maintain such kind of.
No. No.
If they want to go out, they have to come to hall first. Then from there is a main door is there. From there only they're going to go out.
Yes.
So it is in a sensitive data, right? So here we have an all sensitive data in the database level. In the database level, all sensitive data is there. So we don't want to expose anything outside that, okay, the database IP or something, whatever. Okay. Now, what we'll do is we will try to create a one more device. Let me try to make it clear. I'm removing this. Well, let us say we have a VPC. We have a public, private, one routing table, internal routing table. Let us say this is an external routing table. We have an internet gateway. Okay. We have an internet gateway. This internet gateway. So it is associated with this. like this. So it is this particular subnet is associated with this particular one.
Routing
Okay,
cable.
with the routing table. Because of that, okay, it can able to connect to internet and all.
Yes.
So this routing table by default, it's the internal routing table. They have connected internally all the subnets, right?
Yes. Yes.
Now there is a private server is there that I want to connect to internet. How? For that, there is a NAT gateway is there. So don't confuse. Here, internet gateway is for to connect from outside and any packet, if I want to incoming and outgoing traffic will happen through internet gateway. There is a one NAT gateway is there. This NAT gateway will be in the public subnet. This helps you to send the traffic to outside from my private subnet servers. If I want to reach to internet, okay, my private subnet servers want to reach to internet, okay, want to reach to internet through this routing table only, okay. So this NAT gateway, what do you call it as? NAT gateway, okay. We call it as NAT gateway. Through this
Okay.
one NAT gateway, okay, NAT gateway will help you to connect your private subnet servers to internet, okay. So internet gateway purpose is different. NAT gateway purpose is different. So in interviews, they'll ask you what is the public subnet and private subnet. Okay. Then they'll say, hey, I want to download one package in my private subnet server. How can I reach to internet or download that package? So there is a NAT gateway actually. You can create one NAT gateway. The NAT gateway helps you to send the traffic through the NAT gateway, through the internet gateway. It will reach to internet and it will download the package. Internet gateway, any packet incoming and outgoing. NAT gateway, only private subnet servers related traffic. It will try to reach to internet. Okay.
So, sir, NAT gateway is only one way route.
It is not like one way. Okay. So, okay, any private subnet servers, okay, they cannot directly reach to internet because there is no internet gateway attached to private subnet servers. So someone need to carry my data to internet gateway and outside, right? That's why NAT like a proxy kind of. So what happens? I'll reach first to NAT. NAT will send it to. So NAT will send it to outside. So
Outside.
first I'm landing to public subnet. From there I can reach to internet. Clear?
Yes.
The NAT full for network address translation.
Network address translation.
Okay.
Translation.
So we look at this. Okay. So now, so we have an
Sir,
sub.
one doubt. Actually, in ACL you told sometimes hardware person told that ACL join, like a host name to join. After that, he going for the installation of the network OS in a PC. So that type ACL join. So this type of work in ACL or
So, sorry, come again, come again.
actually in network OS there having one network cable LAN cable. Through that LAN cable, a person can install his PC or formatting his PC. So in that time they want that ACL join for the
So
particular PC.
that is for their okay, internal connectivity point of view. In AWS point of view,
Okay,
ACL is basically firewall kind.
okay,
Here in this case, ACL is just like a firewall at subnet level.
okay.
At subnet level, that is a firewall.
Sir, what if we want to save some data in private subnet. What should we do?
That is a database server, right? Database server level, you have a disk, hard disk is there. So there is a hard disk is there. Okay, that through that, okay, you can connect it. Through that you can store it. We'll discuss that. When we create a server, we create an EBS volumes. In AWS, we call it the EBS volume. That is nothing but disk. Okay, with that, okay, disk we try to connect it.
So NAT gateway sends the traffic from the
Private
private
subnet
net
servers to internet.
internet here.
Okay, so now we understand VPC. In the VPC, we have a subnets like public and private subnets. Okay, in that we have a routing tables. One is a default routing table, and we created another routing table to connect to the internet. And we also have an internet gateway and NAT gateway. Okay,
Yes.
so we have another thing actually. If you have let us say in your environment, there's a two VPCs. There's a two VPCs. So now let us understand here two VPCs are there. Here also let us say one subnet, in that one VM is there. There is a one VM. Now how you want to how you want to connect to that now? So let us say if I want to connect from this VM to this VM, will you go to the internet? Will you go to internet? From there again come to, okay, from there you try to come to like an internet gateway. Then you want to reach it like this. Both are your servers only. Both are your organization level servers. Will you go to internet and come back again to the, so let us say, okay, it is your home. It is your brother home. Your children want to reach your brother home. Will you allow to go to over the road and come here? Or else what you do? You try to maintain some tunnel between your home and your brother home like this. And you ask
Yes.
your children to go in between, right? Go through this particular path.
Yes.
There is some small tunnel we maintain. Hey, go here like this. This we call it as a VPC peering. What is that? VPC peering. So once you set up a VPC peering, and again after setting up VPC peering, you have to update the routing table, how to path. So if you update the VPC peering, right? So from one VPC servers to other VPC servers, they can connect internally. No need to go out. No need to go out. Internally they can connect. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So the VPC peering part. So you may have like more VPCs also in organizations, like 30, 40 VPCs are there. So the problem with that VPC peering is one-to-one connection you have to set up. Okay, suppose you have 50 VPCs. Okay, 50 to 50 one-to-one connections, it will become a lot of connectivities. That is not suitable actually. So we have another solution called transit gateway that we'll look at in the coming days. So, but till here we'll try to implement tomorrow. Tomorrow is Saturday, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah. Fine, we'll see. Okay, most probably tomorrow we don't have session. I'm planning to go out. We'll plan on Monday. Okay, on Monday we'll implement at 7 o'clock. Okay, Azure VNet we create. It is almost similar to that. Okay, there is no much difference. There also they call it as a peering only. Instead of VPC in Azure they call it the VNet. VNet peering they call it. That's it. Same to same. But there is no much difference. Everything is as it is what I explained. Okay. So we'll try to look at that too. Okay. On Monday.
S-
Ideally
But
on
but
Monday.
but sir, what is the use of this VPC peering?
See, you have some servers in another VPC. How you connect it? Right? You cannot go to internet and connect back, right?
Yes.
So what we can do, we can set up a VPC peering.
VPC peering
So
is to connect another network.
yeah, another VPC. One VPC to other VPC we can. Okay. So what we'll do, we'll try to connect on Monday. We'll try to implement this from scratch. Okay, if you understand VPC, it would be very better. Like how we can try to look at like how any particular okay server will get IP, how that will connect, all those things which we have. We'll try to understand from here. Any other service also, let us say we learn storage service. Okay, other service. Those are all connected to VPC only again. So that's why VPC, this networking concept is very important in cloud. So I hope you understand the concept now, all the topics, all the components. So we'll implement this on Monday and we'll try to go.